welcome back to another one of my baby diaries vlogs. Hi baby. I just thought I'd start with a very sleepy baby. He's in a really gorgeous all-in-one from Nina, but we're going around to my grandma's this afternoon for some early dinner. Lynn's doing us a homemade dinner. I'm gonna spend some time with them, but yeah, I just thought I would show you guys a very sleepy baby. So this is going to be his outfit today. How cute. So these were passed to me from a parent at work. If you're new to my channel, I will try and link my 2 baby diaries vlogs before this one in the description, but I have been passed down quite a lot of things for Freddie, and a parent from work, I work in a nursery, gave me some of her little boy's clothes, and they're just the sweetest. So he's going to be wearing these shorts. This top I got in London with Malika, memories, when in May. So you could tell I was pregnant, and to walk around London then was hard, but yeah, it was one of the best days ever. So I'm going to put him in this, and then just obviously a vest. I have got some like legging trouser things in his nappy bag, just in case it's a bit cooler later. But yeah, I absolutely love this, and I just wanted him to wear it at least, hopefully a couple of times before it's officially too cold to wear something like this. But I just want to try and make sure he wears as much of his clothes as possible, because, you know, otherwise it's just such a waste. This top reminds me of like my granddad's polo shirts, which is another reason why I got it. Granted, I've never seen my granddad wear a polo shirt with like this kind of print, but you know what I mean, like the collar, the buttons, it just reminded me so much. So yeah, that's going to be his outfit for today. Okay, so I am gonna talk to you guys a bit about postnatal life for me, because I feel like baby diaries is something that I'm really excited and really happy to be doing, but I've just been feeling a bit meh, and it would be quite wrong of me to not talk about it on my channel, especially in this series, because I'm calling it the postpartum fog. I've just been struggling a little bit recently. My anxiety, now if you've been watching my channel for years, you will know that I have been very open about my mental health and struggles, and if you look through my channel there'll be plenty of videos that you guys can watch if you want to. But my anxiety is something that I got really under control since being sober, especially, and living a sober life. I have been conquering a lot of things, you know, working through a lot of my issues, and my anxiety seemed to have dulled down a bit. Since having Freddie, my anxiety has been through the roof. Not necessarily just because I'm a parent, which I know, well, from what I've gathered, it's normal to have obviously anxieties and things about your baby, and I know I'm going to have that for the rest of my life. But anxiety to do with everything else to do with my life. How I look at myself at the moment is not very nice. I'm really struggling with my body and the changes that it's going through, which I feel really stupid and guilty for saying, because I feel so blessed that my body was able to go through a healthy pregnancy, which I know I'm very fortunate to have gone through. Yes, I had my struggles, but generally speaking and medically speaking, I was very, very fortunate considering past health issues that I've had. And being able to go through childbirth and obviously carrying my baby for 9 months, I know is an absolute blessing. But it would be very dishonest of me to say that I'm not struggling at the moment with how I look, which I know to some people might sound really fickle or really vain. I'm not sure, because I don't want to come across ungrateful, because I'm so grateful to have my little boy, and I'm very grateful for my body for what it's done. I just feel really anxious talking about this, if you couldn't tell, because I know there are a lot of people that would love to be pregnant and to have a healthy baby and be in my position. Like, I completely appreciate that, so I don't want to sound like I'm just whinging and whining about something that I should be so grateful about, which I am. But body image has been something that I have struggled with for a very long time, and I had certain coping mechanisms that were not healthy at all, and they weren't really coping mechanisms, of more of like an escape, and that's not really what I want to touch on. But it's been a battle for a long time, and then obviously I fell pregnant, and I really liked how I looked pregnant, I have to be honest. I did love the bump, not so much near the end, I've got to be real, because it was really painful. My body was really struggling. And one thing I didn't really do was look after my body, is in the sense of moisturising my bump, using baby oil like I know a lot of people recommend. So some people could say, well, you're your own worst enemy, which is completely correct. And there is absolutely, I just want to say, there is absolutely nothing wrong with stretch marks. It's not the stretch marks that I am struggling to accept or deal with, because stretch marks are very normal. I was quite big in my pregnancy, especially near the end. My bump was rather large and my body stretched obviously a lot. So the stretch marks aren't an issue for me at all. But it's just looking at my body at the moment is something that I'm really struggling with, and I just wanted to be open about it. If there's anyone else that's like in this stage of postpartum as well that's struggling a little bit, it's completely normal. I have spoken to people about it, which has made me feel a bit more comfortable speaking about it on my channel, because I don't know if there's any pregnant mums watching, or people that are going through postpartum life, or maybe you've had a baby a couple of years ago and you are struggling with how you felt postpartum, like directly postpartum, and you feel bad for feeling the way you do, because that is me right now. I feel so guilty for how I'm feeling. And then I've always used my channel as a way to advocate for people's voices, and also to advocate for my own voice, and to kind of share how I'm doing, because I'm not doing great in the sense of mentally. Physically I'm good, I'm a lot better than I was near the end of my pregnancy, and it's honest to say I don't miss being pregnant, in the sense of I did struggle through my pregnancy, in the sense of the first 12 weeks I was comatose. I didn't feel good at all. The middle part was all right, and then near the end I was naturally in a lot of pain. I had a lot of stress due to health things that came up, but thankfully they were benign, that nothing came of that, which I'm really grateful for. But I had sciatica in my right leg, which was obviously pregnancy induced. I had really bad back pain, which I know is very, very common. But because of my mental health struggles in the past, I was highlighted for someone that could suffer from postnatal depression, and baby blues are common as well. So I was spoken to and supported by the midwives and the aftercare team of like what I can do, resources I can access if I am starting to struggle once I had my baby. And I'm going to look into some of those things, because it's not necessarily just because of my body, and I would have put a trigger warning on the beginning of this video, on the thumbnail and things, and I will describe it. I would have spoken about it in the description. I don't want to upset anyone, or you know, because I know body image and talking about that kind of thing can be very triggering, and I'm very aware of that. But yeah, I am going to look into some resources to help me get through some other things as well, because I think it's just like the tip of the iceberg, like how I'm looking at myself, because I have a very healthy little boy. I have a very happy little boy. He's well looked after, he's got love, he's got everything he needs. But I just have this severe mum guilt, which I never really appreciated. I'd heard so many people on TikTok and social media that I follow talking about mum guilt, and my mum's spoken to me about her own mum guilt over the years, and I'm just thinking, like, no, you're doing an amazing job, like why would you even feel like that? And I feel so silly, because until you become a parent, it really is cliche to say, but it's true, until you become a parent you never really understand, and now I kind of get it. And I am 5 weeks postpartum to the date. 5 weeks ago Freddie was born, which is insane to think the state of me 5 weeks ago today. But I think it's because things have been a bit stressful recently. So if you've watched my vlogs before, I had Freddie, I briefly spoke about the fact that I'm a single parent. Now, my mum is a single parent. I've been raised by a single parent. There is absolutely nothing wrong with being a single parent. However, absolutely nothing wrong with being a single parent. I can't fault my childhood on my mum and like the life I had from my mum and my mum's side of the family, because it was nothing short of perfect and just beautiful. As I was surrounded by love and everything I needed. But I now understand my mum's stresses when it comes to being a single parent, in the sense of the guilt I have for Freddie, in the fact that he doesn't have a unit of parents. Now I know that's not the end of the world. Once again, I'm just gonna say how I feel, and if I upset anyone I do apologise. That's not my intention at all, but it's quite complicated with me and Freddie's dad. He's done nothing wrong per se at all. I don't want this to come across like a scathing rant about him, because it's not. We are in communications, we talk, I give him updates about Freddie, and he has met Freddie as well. But it's just draining, because yeah, I don't really know how to talk about it with being respectful to the situation, but it's just hard, put it this way, to gauge what's right and what's not acceptable, if that makes sense. Because I want what's best for my baby, and I will make sure that I protect my baby beyond anything, and it's just hard to gauge when enough is enough, if that makes sense. We're not at that point yet at all, but it's just hard to gauge when I should put my foot down. And I know that probably makes no sense, but yeah, I'm struggling at the minute, and I'm all in my head, and I'm a chronic overthinker, which once again had tamed itself before pregnancy and even during pregnancy, but since having him I'm overthinking everything that I've done, decide to do, choices I make, you know, everything will impact my baby in one way or another, making sure I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm not perfect, I know I'm going to make mistakes and like mess up along the way, but it's just hard when, you know, this little soul relies on you and loves you and depends on you, and you just feel like your brain's telling you you're failing, which I know isn't the case. I just want to stress that I do know I'm not failing, and I know I have a very good support system, and the therapy that I do and the people that have come from that, I'm very, very lucky. But yeah, I'm just all in my head at the minute, and I think being on maternity leave is such a blessing that I'm able to be on maternity leave, which is something I'll probably talk about at some point, maybe even in this vlog. I'm not sure where this vlog is going to go yet, in terms of what else I'm going to include in it, but I'm very lucky to be on maternity leave, and I've got so many nice things that I'm going to be doing whilst I'm on maternity leave. But the one thing that scared me about being on mat leave was my mental health and being on my own. So I've got Freddie, but you know what I mean. So that's why I've been out a lot more than a lot of people I know, only because they brought it up to me, like, crikey, you've been out so much considering you're 5 weeks postpartum, you've been doing so much, been seeing loads of people, or like, you know, people that I'm close to and things. But the problem is, if I wasn't doing those things, I feel like I would start to crumble a little bit, because my life changed for the better on the 22nd of July at 2:04 AM when he was born, and I just want to make sure that I am as well as I can be, and I'm very good at isolating myself, and I feel like if I slowed down to an extent, I listened to my body and I listened to Freddie, and you know, I gauged the situation of whether we should be doing certain things or going out and such forth. But I just, yeah, I don't really know if any of this has made any sense, so I do apologise. But it's just how I'm feeling at the moment. It's a bit kind of like all over the place, and obviously I've got hormones, which I completely underestimated. Postnatal hormones, I thought the hormones during pregnancy were interesting, to say the least. My hormones are a part to play in why I'm feeling the way I am, and I am aware of that, but it's just really hard at the minute. My head is just, it's just a bit crazy. On the good news, so I think I mentioned in one of these videos before that Freddie's weight was a bit of a concern to the midwives and things. Well, not like a concern, but it was it was on the brink of being a concern. So he was born at 9 pounds, no he wasn't, that's a lie. He was born at weighing 7 pound 9 ounces. And typically newborn babies drop 10% of their birth weight. I believe that's what, up to 10% of their birth weight. That is what I've been told. I'm pretty sure that's what I was told. Don't quote me on any of this, by the way. I'm trying to remember things in my memory. God, don't even get me started. So He then dropped to £7, I want to say 5, I don't know, but he dropped 7 point something % of his birth weight, which they were fine with. They were like, okay, that's completely fine, we'll weigh him in 2 days. And then it was every 2 days for the first 2 weeks of his life, because he just wasn't gaining the weight. And I cannot even express to you how stressful the first 2 weeks of his life were. And I feel really guilty about that as well, because I felt like I was failing him because he wasn't putting on the weight, he wasn't losing it, which was a bonus, obviously, and that's a positive. The first 2 weeks of Freddie's life were not enjoyable for me in the sense of medically, because I was panicking, thinking that there was something wrong, and I was hearing different things from different midwives. They weren't singing from the same hymn sheet, if that makes any sense. It was all very different. And then when I reached out to friends of mine that have babies and have had children, they've said that they had very similar experiences, so that did calm me down a little bit. So one thing I can't stress enough, if you are in a similar situation, or just if you've had a baby, you know, reach out to others if you're concerned about anything, or if something doesn't feel right, because if I sat in my own head about these things, I dread to think the kind of mental space I would be in today. So my friends have been like, it says it takes a village. We are very lucky with the village that we have around us. So yeah, and also my doctor's surgery are amazing, and so is my local pharmacy. The pharmacist I saw about Freddie's skin, that was not my local pharmacy. So from now on, if I want anything to do with Freddie seen to, or if I want an opinion from a pharmacist, I'm just going to go to my local pharmacy, which is attached to my doctor's surgery, because it's literally a 2-second walk from where I live, so it's a lot more convenient, to be fair. But yeah, they've been amazing, and I can't stress that enough. I know not everyone's fortunate enough to have a good GP practice with staff that are very accommodating. Now, I'm not crapping on GP surgeries because my mum works in one, but she'll be the first one to say it can be very hard to be taken seriously when trying to talk about things, and especially as a first-time mum. I just had the anxiety and the overthinking that they're just going to think I'm being a neurotic mother, that they're going to think I'm going crazy, which was not the case at all when it came to his skin, which I'll go into in a minute. But yeah, so I had the health visitor. Basically, where I was going with the weight thing is, we obviously got discharged because it got to the point where he was just being weighed all the time, and it was a lot of stress on me physically and emotionally, getting there and back, and then getting told he's only gained this, he really needs to be at this point. And yeah, just that constant dread of the next 48 hours was just unreal. But we recently had a health visitor come and see us on Friday, and he is well surpassed his birth weight. So I was supposed to be seen a week and a bit ago by a nursery nurse, which I thought was a childcare practitioner, but apparently not always. And she was going to come out and weigh him, but I think I heard from them, but my phone messed up, so I tried to get back in contact, didn't hear anything. I think my phone is just, honestly, I do need to get a new phone at some point. I've got the phone 14 Pro Max, and God love this phone, it's done me very well. I've nearly had it, well, next year will be 3 years. I do need to upgrade, which is something that I'll be doing at some point, because I've been having quite a few issues with this phone. But basically, I got in contact with my main health visitor, and then she came out last Friday and weighed him, and he was £8.13, which well surpassed birth weight. She had no concerns, and I'm seeing her on the 5th of September for another weight, and also body length, or something, like basically measuring him. So I will update you guys after that appointment. But yeah, my health visitor is just absolutely amazing. She's so lovely, which is always a bonus. Oh, my neck. But yeah, so we had that appointment. That went really well. And we've got his vaccinations booked in, which makes me so nervous, because when we were still under the care of the midwives at my local maternity hub, he had the prick done in his foot to test his blood for lots of different medical conditions and things, and everything came back normal, which is a blessing. So obviously that's great, but I was a mess for that. He was fine. They recommended, because I gave him half a bottle in the waiting room because he was due a feed, and they said, oh, keep hold of the other half because you can give it to him just before we were about to do the pinprick, so then it should hopefully soothe him and distract him, which it did. But as soon as I heard the click, I was a blubbering mess. So I'm dreading the vaccinations, not for the vaccinations themselves, because I want a fully vaccinated baby, which I know can be a controversial topic. but it's my choice, it's my baby, and I want him fully vaccinated and protected against lots of quite dangerous things. Hence why they offer babies vaccinations, because babies are very vulnerable. But anyway, everyone's entitled to their own personal choice, and my personal choice is to get him vaccinated. So my mum's very kindly coming with me to that. So that's the week after. That is the 25th of September. We're getting that done. And then I think we're going to go out for some lunch afterwards, just to like console me and probably him as well, if he's feeling up to it. Obviously being out and about, because I do understand vaccinations can have some side effects on babies, like high temperatures and things. So I will be giving Calpol as recommended by the health visitor and also the healthcare professionals anyway. And also I'm quite familiar with that kind of protocol, because obviously having worked in childcare for quite a few years. So got the vaccinations on the 25th, but the week before is our 8-week mum and baby check, which is the same week as we're getting him registered, which is something else I wanted to talk about. So we haven't been able to get him registered because I changed my name. Legally, I am officially my mum's maiden name, which is lovely because it's been such a long time coming. So I needed to get some new ID, because my ID card was a citizen's card originally, but that's well out of date, and also it's not classed as a legal form of ID in the format of registering your baby or doing anything else you want to do. You need a legal photo ID, like either a passport, driver's license. That's what I'm trying to get at. And I have neither, because I don't drive, I don't have provisional, and I didn't have a passport. So we had the whole faff of getting a passport sorted. So we've got that sorted. I now have my passport. So we booked in to get him registered on the, basically the week of, so I think it's the 15th of September. He's getting registered. Nina's going to take us very kindly, because where our registry office is, it is a blooming nightmare to get to on foot. So Nina's very kindly taking us. So obviously we've got that getting done, because our local registry office also has a massive backlog of registering babies, which is why it's taken so long. So many people that I know have had they've had their baby in the same kind of time span as I've had Freddie, have already registered their baby, and I'm like, ah. But they're not necessarily going to the same place as us. So that's all booked in and paid for, and then the next day we've got our mum and baby check, 8-week check, which is just really scary to think, because the fact that he's 5 weeks old already blows my mind. But yeah, so all of those are all booked in and everything's kind of sorted. I've also got the red book that we got when we were in hospital, and it's just, oh, it's crazy to think. So yeah, I've got lots of information in the back of here. But yeah, seeing his name on there is amazing, because he obviously, as I hadn't changed my name legally with my doctor's surgery, my old surname is what he was referred to as a baby, that surname. So it's really nice to see his name in there, and also it'll just be really nice to see him as a fully registered baby with the right name. So I'm going to probably be very emotional about that as well, because my hormones are all over the place. But yeah, I hope any of that's made sense. I think I've spoken about most of what I wanted to, but basically I'm struggling at the moment. I will be okay, I know I'll be okay, but it's just a concoction of things that is just making me feel a bit meh. But tomorrow we're going around to my grandma's, which will be really, really lovely, and spend the day with her. And then, yeah, just keeping myself occupied, which having a baby does that, funny enough. But then when he naps and when I'm here on my own, I just feel a bit, so hence why I'm trying to up the content and getting things done that keep me happy and keep my mind ticking just fine, because I am still me. I'm Freddie's mum and I always will be, but I also have me as well that I need to make sure I'm okay and that I need to look after. So if this is your sign, take it as you need to make sure that you guys are well looked after whilst you're tackling the new journey of parenthood, if that is what you're going through, because if we're not okay, they won't be okay in the long run. I'll show you these. So these I picked up from Cards Direct. I absolutely love that shop, and these are the baby sensory flashcards. Now these are amazing. He loves these, as far as I can tell. He's very engaged and very stimulated by them. And one of my friends has spoken to me about wake windows and things, because once again, haven't had a bloody clue. So if you have any tips or tricks, please let me know either in the comments or over on my Instagram. My messages are always open and I'm always keen to get some advice and any tips and tricks that you guys have. But I've always known that sensory, anything sensory for young children, babies and young children, is imperative for their development, and also just as a nice way to pass some time during the day. So since my friend spoke to me about wake windows, I've been making a conscious effort to use these more. We're going to be doing tummy time more, which I'm going to be documenting for these videos. So yeah, because I got passed down to me a tummy time roll thing, which has crinkly things attached to it, a mirror and all sorts. And I'm going to order a sensory mirror, which my friend also sent me a screenshot of, from Amazon very soon. So I'm going to use that for tummy time as well, so he can see his reflection, and I can't wait to document all of that because I think it'll be really cute. Freddie using them in action. But yeah, so these cards were only £1.99, and a place that also has really good resources, from what I've seen of reviews anyway, is TikTok Shop. Really inexpensive, which is where I'm going to be getting some of his Christmas presents from, because it's not going to be a massive Christmas for him this year, as in the sense of presents, because he's going to be just turned 5 months old. He won't have any recollection of this Christmas at all, but it's going to be full of family memories, lots of pictures, and just what matters, family time. But I am going to be getting him some things like this from TikTok Shop, and some small businesses, and little personalised bits, just for memorabilia and to keep forever. But these cards are amazing, and they really helped him. Well, from what I can see, we did it for about 10-15 minutes, and he literally then fell fast asleep. So if this is a key to good sleep, then I absolutely love these. But for £1.99 you can't go wrong. You get the contrast sides, and then you also get the bright coloured sides as well, so it's suitable from 0 months plus. And if you see these cards, I 110% recommend them from Cards Direct, because I think they're fab. I will try and insert the video of Freddie looking at them for the first time, and I will try and get some video clips as well of him looking at these in this video, because it's one of the cutest. My camera cut me off because I've been chatting for far too long. So I'm just going to chill and have some of my chocolate cookies, watching some Father Brown, and I will see you guys at some point. So it is now Wednesday, and we spent the day at my grandma's, which was really lovely, but the weather was horrendous, so I had to make a quick dash home. We did get a bit wet. I got wet, Freddie didn't, because I tried out our rain cover for the first time. It isn't an Ickle Bubba specific one, but it's a universal one, and I don't think I put it on right, but it kept him dry, so that's all that matters. I'm looking a bit scraggly, but TikTok Shop has been delivered. So these 2 items are for Freddie. This one kind of is for both of us, for the ambiance in my room, and this is a playmat, which I'm super excited about. So we're going to open them up. I need to get some scissors for that one, but this is a projector. Now I'm not sure if it's going to be any good. I didn't check reviews, to be fair, but it was so cheap. Sorry for the rustling. So this is, it's an LED mini magic ball, and the sticker covers it, but it's USB directly plugged in, or that's good, so no batteries, and it comes with a remote control, and they're the lights. I'm going to film a TikTok as well about this. The box is a bit smushed. So this is the remote control that it comes with, and I just wanted to get this because I've always wanted one. Oh, I see it clips in. I thought it was broken then. No, it's not broken. We're all good. So it plugs directly in. So this is what it looks like. And I wanted one of these because lay it flat and plug it in. Okay, so we will test this out in this vlog. This is what it looks like. It's very dinky. Freddie's kind of stirring from his nap, which is fine because he needs a nappy change and a bottle, so I need to prep that actually. But yeah, how exciting, and that was so cheap, so I really hope that it works. I'll test that out shortly. I'll put it back in the box for now. And I'm just going to go and get some scissors, and we're going to open this up. But I saw so many reviews about the playmat and it looked amazing, and my grandma wants to see a picture of it set up. I'm not going to set it up to a pair of scissors. One thing I thought we could talk about is Freddie's naps. So he does sleep, and it's fully supervised, so I thought I'd talk about it because I know there's a thing called mum police on social media, and people that love to give their opinion, which is expected, and I share our lives on social media, so I'm not saying I'm not prepared for people's opinions, but I'm very transparent and I've got nothing to hide. So Freddie's naps during the day now, he sleeps so much better on his front. I make sure his airways are clear at all times, and he is fully supervised throughout his naps, constantly checked and things like that. And I've now started to swaddle him, which I know from newborn they recommend, but I never really knew how to. I don't think I swaddle him fully as like the proper way, but it's safe and everything like that. And we got a lovely swaddle muslin from one of Freddie's godmothers, and we got it in our baby shower hamper before he was born. So yeah, and now I started to swaddle him from today, and it makes such a difference. And my grandma's lent us this really lovely blanket as well, which he is so much more comfortable on. It's not one of the cellular blankets, so as I said, he is fully supervised, and he will not sleep on his front overnight. He obviously can't roll yet. That should be interesting when he can. But yeah, he does not sleep on his front at night time. Once again, I'm not passing judgment to anyone, however they get their baby to sleep, as long as obviously they're safe and you know your children best. But yeah, daytime naps have gone so much better, and he's so much more soothed and much more comfortable, and I think that's the most important thing. As I said, fully supervised and as safe as I can make it. A happy baby means the most, and I managed to get an hour's sleep at my grandma's today, and I had lunch there. He had 2 bottles there, and it was just lovely to spend some time with my grandma. I felt really bad because I left earlier than planned, and now it's actually brightened up a bit, which is just typical. Oh, how exciting is this? Now, this was £4, my £4 something, and this was £13. It was on like discount on TikTok shop, which is amazing. So this is what it looks like. So it is, what brand is it? Happy World, Happy Dream, I'm gonna go with. Oh no, I'm assuming that's the brand. And it's suitable from 0 months plus, and it's detachable off to play. You've got finger training, touch sense, visual training, limb training, and auditory training. 3 functions, entertainment time, straight playing piano piece. So, as demonstrated by the gorgeous Bubby on the back, obviously he can use his feet to kick the piano pieces to start with, and then as he gets bigger and he can sit up unaided, he can use his hands or whatever he feels like. But yeah, look how nice that is. So yeah, and the main idea is, so he's got something else to do rather than just the sensory cards, which he is really getting more to say grips with. That sounds crazy, but he's lasting a lot longer looking at them now. I'm going to try and get some clips of him doing it later if I can, but look how nice that is. And we just wanted to get him something that, you know, he can just entertain him a bit more, stimulate him a bit more, and tire him out, because I find when we do the cards, and then he has his bottle and then he goes down for a nap off his own accord, he sleeps so much better because he's more tired. Okay, so I'm not going to try and completely get it out of the box. Oh look, so yeah, it comes with all like the attachments. You've got a little mirror, obviously the clips to hang the little hanging things off. So you get, all of them have, no, not all of them have mirrors. I think only one of them has a mirror, which is the flower. And then you've got, oh, they're rattles. So you've got these really cute attachments. And then the mat itself. So if I can show you kind of in the box, I will try and set it up tomorrow. I'm not setting it up today because it is currently 6:15. But that will be super fun. So I'm going to send a picture of the box to my grandma, but she wants me to send her a picture of it set up. But yeah, I am super impressed so far, but we will test it out properly. I'm definitely going to get some more bits for him, as I've previously mentioned, I believe in this vlog, or if not, I think in other ones. I'm definitely going to get him some more bits from TikTok shop because they're just so inexpensive, and you know, I make sure I read reviews and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm super chuffed with those bits and pieces. Was I going to talk to you guys about anything else? I got some ready-made bottles of formula today because I've been trying to consistently use the powder, which we have been using but and thank God I did get ready-made formula, because today we rushed out to my grandma's because I didn't want to be caught in the bad weather, which we weren't. But my local Waitrose actually sell the singular Kendamil bottles, which is really handy to know, so I don't have to trek all the way into central town, which really isn't that far, to be honest. I'm sounding very lazy. It just makes it a bit easier if I just want to pop to the nearest supermarket, which is Waitrose, not very far from me at all. We've got the Viral. If you guys are familiar with TikTok, especially the parenting side of TikTok, this is the Mum Cozy pram organiser. Now they have got a bigger one, which to be honest I may buy as well, because then I can actually fit nappies in there, because I'm thinking, how on earth do you fit rice toes in there? But it's not very big, but this looks amazing. You've got 2 cup holders, which me and Mum are very excited to test out. And you've got an detachable bit at the front, and it velcros on, or you can clip it on. I haven't managed to velcro it on securely, and all the reviews and videos of mums demonstrating this product say it is very secure. I haven't managed it yet. That's probably more me than the actual product itself. But this was also on flash sale, so I'm really excited to actually get this properly functioning, because it's just going to be really handy if I don't want to take a handbag out and we just want to quickly run to the shops and get Freddie some fresh air. You can put coins in here. I think that's the kind of idea. You've got a phone holder, but I don't think I feel fully comfortable putting my phone in there. I don't actually know if it would fit. Yeah, my phone doesn't actually fit. So for reference, I've got the iPhone 14 Pro Max. It may be the case actually, but I would never not have a case on my phone. This one's from Primark and I love it. So yeah, but you've got lots of storage space, and it's just really handy, isn't it? So that was the other thing that we got from TikTok Shop. So everything came to about £40 something, and that was including shipping. And then in here at the moment, it has the clips that attach on. But yeah, this is universal. It fits onto any buggy or pushchair system that you've got. So I'm really looking forward to actually putting that into good use. But yeah, that was everything from TikTok Shop, and I'm so excited about this. And if you're thinking of buying something maybe for one of your friends that have had a baby, this was really inexpensive, and the reviews so far from what I've seen have been great, and I've seen it demonstrated live with people's children on TikTok, and it does look really, really fun for them. So definitely think I may do nearer the time of Christmas, maybe a baby gift guide video, which if you'd have told me a couple of years ago, or even this time last year, that I would be doing, I would never have believed you.
Baby's woken up. I'm so obsessed. He's like, no paps, no paps. Big stretch. We're gonna go change your nappy, and then we're gonna have a bottle. I just love him. Oh, sorry, baby. Look at the squishy face.
Having a full-on stretch. Yes, but this all-in-one is from M&S. It was a set that my mum very kindly got you, wasn't it? Oh my goodness, that is your bottom. But I have to say, these all-in-one mitts, like all-in-one sets, are amazing, because this little bubba loves to scratch his face, which I've been told is very common. And this is a similar one. It's also from M&S, and this was one of his first outfits. We got this passed down to us. Hands in the air if you just don't care. Anyway, he's gonna get grumpy in a minute. But yeah, I absolutely love these. Don't we? We love them. Oh yes. Okay, so Mum, hurry up.